The Companies Tribunal committed in its business plan to engage with legal bodies. For that reason, we participated in the Black Lawyers Association's National General Meeting, which was held in Mpumalanga, White River.
So you will be aware that in terms of the constitution of the country, Section 34 says that everyone has a right to have any dispute heard through a court or a tribunal. And that meant that Companies Tribunal and other tribunals had to be established in the country. So I'll go straight to the presentation. The Companies Tribunal is actually an entity of the Department of Trade and Industry. It is simply established to provide speedy resolution to company disputes. It is established in terms of Section 193 of the Companies Act, and in the main, we are mandated to adjudicate disputes and resolve them through ADR. We also perform any other function that is assigned to us in terms of Schedule 4 of the Companies Act. The question is, who are members of the Companies Tribunal? Currently, we have Judge Dennis Davis, who is our chairperson, who is assisted by 10 other members, who themselves are also experts in company law. They are also trained mediators. So if you look at the complement, it's actually across race and age. But one thing that I want to bring to your attention is that over the years that I've been there, I have not seen anyone coming from this particular province. And that is concerning for me. I have not seen anyone coming from the Free State. I have not seen anyone coming from the Northwest. I have not seen anyone coming from the Northern Cape. And I think that as the Black Lawyers Association, these are some of the things that you need to be able to do to make sure that when there's such opportunities, you prepare yourselves and you avail yourselves to be able to serve at that particular forum. Okay. As you can imagine, the tribunal, we have an obligation to execute our function in a manner that is fair, without fear, favor, or prejudice, in a manner that is transparent and impartial. So one thing that I want you to take home as members of the BLA is that the Companies Tribunal exists or is established to promote access to justice, to provide speedy resolution to disputes speedily and for free. That is very important that you should also always remember. So there's a number of applications that one can actually bring to the Companies Tribunal. I just want to take a few minutes and try to highlight one or two of them. As you can be aware, names distinguish different entities. If someone can register an entity and say that Black Lawyers Association, and for example, write black with a Q, that will still say black, you know. So that then becomes a concern for Black Lawyers Association to say that there's another entity that is registered with a name confusingly similar to ours. You see, so that becomes a name dispute. But maybe I must also give another example. There's a clothing brand that is known to be Dolce & Gabbana that identified that as a company in South Africa that was also registered as Dolce & Gabbana. In this case, it was registered in Mthatha. So after they identified that company, they then wrote us as the Companies Tribunal to say that if I identify this company, can you, as the Companies Tribunal, order them to stop trading with that name, because people will be confused to believe that this is the same company. You see? So I'm trying to bring it home so that you actually understand. The last example on name disputes that I want to actually quickly give to you is the issue of Kulula.com. You know, Kulula is an aviation company. So they brought an application to the Companies Tribunal. They had identified another company that was in training and development. So that company was based in Tzaneen. It was called Kulula. So when they brought that particular application, they were saying that this name is actually similar to theirs. And if you look at the two names, Kulula means to free, which is Ngoni. Uhlula means victory, basically. It's both Shangaan and Ngoni. So the tribunal ruled in favor of the respondent, who happened to be Uhlula. So the reason why I'm bringing this is for you to realize that as the Companies Tribunal, we deal with the big and the small. But one thing that is important, we are objective in our ruling. We are fair and impartial in our ruling. That's what I wanted to bring to your attention. So So the other one is the issue of director disputes. We are aware that when people run businesses in this country, they would have their companies registered with the CIPC. And once they are registered, they begin to have problems. And one of those could be where you have registered with your spouse, boyfriend and girlfriend, and sometimes even colleagues, and you have to actually part ways. And you part ways on the basis that, say, the other party is not doing what is actually expected of them as you register the company. You've got every right to then bring that application. However, in terms of the limitations that we have is that in terms of the Act, it says that not more than 2 directors. Those are the types of challenges that we have, because I'm saying this to say that as members of the legal profession and the judiciary, you need to take cognizance of the fact that when people run businesses, they run them to make profits, not to go to court and litigate on simple things like this. So here's a platform that can be used to be able to resolve their disputes. Okay, just a moment. Okay. Then the other one that I want to quickly talk to is the issue of annual general meetings. You'll be aware that companies, public companies, for example, that are actually expected to hold their annual general meetings. So when they are not actually able to do that, they would then be expected to file an application with the company's tribunal to request extension to hold their annual general meetings. And we see that with a lot of companies. You remember, particularly during COVID, that there was limitations to be able to meet in person, and that necessitated that companies should actually apply for extension to convene their annual general meetings. So we're just highlighting that so that you can always remember. The last one is issues of social ethics committees. I'm just singling out this few, but if you want more information, we'll also give you because we are outside. So the issue of social ethics committees, considering the historical background of this country, it was then included in the Companies Act that companies should be ethically and socially responsible in the geographic areas where they are doing business. So for that reason, companies would then be expected to form what is called social and ethics committees. When they are not in a position to do that, they would then file an application to say that we would like to be exempted from actually forming social and ethics committees. And they would then advance reasons. So some of the reasons that they advance would be that it's not reasonably in the public interest for them to form social and ethics committees. So we look at those factors and make a determination, and I mean the company's tribunal, that's members of the tribunal. So quickly I'll go now to just the process in terms of adjudication. So in terms of the 2 processes that we have, we've got the process for adjudication, we've got the process for ADR. I'm not going to waste the time, but one thing that I want to say is that there's a form that you can actually use to file applications for adjudication, which must be accompanied by a sworn statement of affidavit, which sets out the facts on which the application is actually based. Then one must also provide a proof of authority and to be able to institute the application or file the application. Then the other one quickly is the issue of ADR. So ADR is actually very important in dispute resolution. So we want members of the BLA that are here to be aware that the company's tribunal is one vehicle that is actually able to assist in that particular space. So we're mandated basically by Section 166 of Section 1 of the Companies Act. I must highlight that perhaps members of the BLA are concerned that can they be able to represent their clients at the company's tribunal. Correct, you can be able to represent your clients in the company's tribunal and charge them, but when you come to us, you're not going to pay a cent because our service is free of charge as a government entity. But one thing that is important is that also it will provide access to justice for your clients, which is key in actually providing a service as a legal professional, isn't it? Yes. So I wanted to actually highlight that. And quickly, I want to talk to what we have tried to observe. So with regards to ADR, for example, if parties will actually agree, the company's tribunal will make sure that it communicates with both parties and set a date that is going to be convenient for the parties. If, for example, because we're based in Pretoria, and we have to have a hearing here in, say, White River or Hazyview, the company's tribunal will make sure that it will send its tribunal members closer to where the people are, because that's what we do to make sure that we promote access to our services and justice. Then if there's no reasonable possibility of the parties resolving their disputes. We then issue a certificate in the prescribed manner stating that the process has failed, and if it is successful, we assist in the settlement of, we assist in the drafting of the settlement agreement. That is tribunal members. And the parties, once it's signed, they can take it to court and make it a court order. Okay. So, we've got actually now the benefits of utilizing the company's tribunal services. Firstly, if you can think about it, it's cost effective compared to litigation because it provides, again, access to justice. It's offered at no cost. It's actually informal and flexible. It's able to respond to emerging challenges and provide innovative solutions and preserves business relationships. So those are the things that you can actually take advantage of as members of the legal profession. I have already indicated that since inception, we do not have members that come from these particular provinces. And I think that the company's tribunal will be happy to in the future when the time comes, because the current members were appointed, I think it was the end of 2022. So you can count from the end of 2022 for 5 years and begin to get ready to make sure that you position yourself in a particular space. The other thing is that the company's tribunal has made a deliberate move to engage with legal bodies and other structures for mutual benefit. We want members of the legal profession to be aware that as a brand, we can be trusted, we are reliable, and we are able to provide this particular service, and we are available to serve you as it is. The other thing that is actually important is that we have a concern basically that we receive a lot of applications from big firms in the three economic hubs of the country, which is actually Gauteng, KZN, and Cape Town. I don't think that we don't receive them because they are not here in Mpumalanga, the Mpopo, Free State, and others. We want you to begin to be aware to say that when you receive such, please assist your clients so that they can have access to justice and they will have confidence in the judiciary or justice of the country generally. So the other one that I want to quickly talk to is that the company's tribunal has concurrent jurisdiction with the courts on these matters of company law. And we want to really appeal to perhaps the judiciary to say that if it is possible, because they've got a lot of cases also that they deal with, is it possible that they can be able to refer those people to the company's tribunal for them to be able to actually access justice easily like that? I think on the basis of that, we've come to the end. I want to really say that we've got brochures that we can actually share with you. I want to request that you take advantage and engage us outside, and we'll be able to share that with you. And most importantly, we've got a website which is the companystribunal.org.za. Visit that, then we'll be able to see the decisions that we have actually published. Particularly on adjudication, we don't publish anything that relates to AJR on the basis that it's confidential. And we thank you so much.